Okay, so we're going to be multiplying mixed fractions today. Okay, in order for us to multiply mixed fractions, okay, we have to convert our mixed number to improper first. Okay, once we do that, once we have two numerators, two denominators in our fractions, okay, then we can go ahead and multiply. So look at this example. Okay, 2 3/4 times 5/4. Okay, well, the first thing I want to do is change this mixed fraction to improper fraction. So I'm going to multiply, then add. So I'm going to set it up as 2 times 4 is equal to blank plus my numerator, which in this case is 3, okay, is equal to blank over my original denominator, over 4. Okay, and this is what we did the previous week. Okay, this is what we did the previous week. Okay, so now that I have my problem written down, okay, what I'm going to do is solve it. Okay, well, what's 2 times 4? 2 times 4 gives me 8. Okay, 8 plus 3 gives me 11. Okay, so now my fraction becomes 11/4 instead of 2 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to use that problem right there to go ahead and multiply. So I'm going to bring it over, and I'm going to do 11/4 times 5/4, okay, and now I'm going to multiply straight through, okay, because that's what my rule says, to multiply straight through whenever we're multiplying. So 11 times 5 gives me 55, okay, and 4 times 4 gives me 16, okay, very good. So now this becomes my product, but I have to check, okay, I always have to check, okay, does it have to be reduced? Well, in this case, it does. Okay, or I have to try at least to reduce it. So let's try to reduce it. Well, 55. Make a T-chart. Make a T-chart. Okay, for each number, 55, 16. Okay. What are my factors of 55? Well, I have 155. What else do I have? 5 and 11. Okay, and that's it. Okay, for 16, I have 1 and 16. 2 and what?
2 times 8.
2 times 8 and 4 times
4.
Very good, 4 times 4. So now, if I compare my numbers, okay, what's the biggest number they share? Well, the greatest common factor.
1.
1. So because my number is 1, if I divide top and bottom by 1, it's going to stay the same. So I already know that I can't reduce this anymore. But my fraction is improper. So because it's improper, that means my numerator is bigger than my denominator. That means that I can divide. Okay, so I'm going to divide it using T-bill, top and bottom out. 55 divided by 16. Okay, so how many times does 16 go into 55? How many times does 16 go into 55? Okay, so 16 went into 55 3 times. Okay, and 3 times 16 gave me 48. Okay, that gave me 7. 16 does not go into 7, so we're going to put a remainder of 7. So now we're using remainders because we're using fractions. Now we're done. Okay, that's it. Okay, now what this means is that my 3 is my whole number. Okay, my whole number. My 7 is my numerator, and my 16 is my denominator. Okay, so now if we put this together, okay, we assemble it, I'm going to have 3 wholes, okay, 7 as my numerator, and 16 as my denominator. So this becomes my answer as well. Okay, so I can say 3 and 7/16, or I can say 55/16. Okay, now that's one type of problem. Let's say you're given this problem right here. Let's say you get, let's go with writing 2 1/2 times 1 1/4. Well, the first thing I'm going to want to do is convert each of my mixed fractions to improper fractions. So let me set it up. Okay. How am I going to set up the first one? Two times 2 is equal to blank plus how much? Plus what? What's my numerator? Plus 1 is equal to blank over 2. Okay. My second one, how am I going to set up my second one? Well, my second one is 1 times 4 is equal to blank plus, okay, my numerator is what? 1 is equal to blank over 4. Okay. So now that I had set up my problems to go from mixed to improper, okay, let's work them out. 2 times 2 is what?
4.
4 plus 1? 5. So 5 over 2 is my first one. And then look at my next one. 1 times 4 is what? What's 1 times 4, guys?
4.
4 plus 1?
5.
5. So we have 5 over 4. So these are going to be both my new fractions that I'm going to use. So I'm going to use 5 over 2 times 5 over 4. Okay. Now I can multiply them straight through. So 5 times 5 gives me?
25.
25. Okay. 2 times 4 gives me?
8.
8. Okay. So now let's check if I can go ahead and break these down any further. Okay. So it's reduce, simplify. Okay. What numbers give me 25? What are my factors of 25? 1 and 25 and? What numbers give you 5?
5.
Very good. 5 times 5. Okay, and we're done. What about for 8? Well, 1 and 8 and?
2 times 4.
Very good. 2 times 4. Okay, so now look at my numbers. Which number is the greatest common factor?
1.
1. So what does that tell you about your answer? What does it tell you about your answer? Since it's 1, okay, that tells you that it's going to remain the same. Your answer is going to remain the same. But because you have a numerator greater than denominator, okay, we can divide and create wholes. So I'm going to do 25 divided by 8. How many times does 8 go into 25?
Only 3.
3 times. Okay, that's 24. 25 minus 24 gives us?
1.
1. So remainder 1. So now how am I going to assemble my fraction here? What's going to be my fraction here based off these parts that I got?
1/8.
3 and 1/8. Very good. Okay, this becomes my answer. Very good.